Hello, good morning students. Today we will start with new topic from 12th science, that is respiration and circulation. So first we will see what is the process of respiration. So friends, when we are eating a food that we get energy, but it is in non-usable form. Means what? This energy cannot be directly used by body for performance various reaction in our body. Therefore, the process in which non-usable form of food, that is glucose, sucrose, what is that, whatever it may be, it cannot be directly used as energy and it is converted into usable form by the process of respiration, and that usable form is called ATP. We know that ATP is the energy currency of the cell which can be used in each and every organism. Therefore, the long form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate, which can be used in each and every organism for the energy purpose. Therefore, what is done in our body? The non-usable form is glucose, sucrose, fructose, whatever it may be. It is converted into usable form, that is called ATP. For that purpose, body applies one mechanism that is called respiration. So first we will see what is the respiration. It is a biochemical process of oxidation of organic compound. What is meant by oxidation? Oxidation means removing of hydrogen or addition of oxygen. So when we take air, that is called breathing. It is not respiration. So when we take air inside the lungs, oxygen is taken from that air and it is used for the oxidation of organic compound. Organic compound means what? Whatever the food we have eaten. So in different organism, different organic compounds are used. In yeast, it may be used different sugars. In plants, it may be used starch, and in animals, that is the glucose, fructose, it may be used. So it has to convert it into ATP, that is non-usable form has to convert it into usable form. Therefore, so for that purpose, respiration is used. So it is oxidation of organic molecules. Means what? First we have to break that food, that is called oxidation with the help of oxygen. Then it is done in orderly manner. Orderly manner means in particular sequence. This first the glucose is converted into 3 carbon compound, that is called pyruvic acid. Then it may be converted into ethanol, it may be converted into lactic acid, or it may be converted into carbon dioxide and water vapor. So depending upon that, respiration is different in different organisms. So first we will see what are the respiratory surface. So it is a prime importance that for the performance of respiration, we have to possess some respiratory organs, and in that organ we have to possess respiratory surface. So what is the characteristics of respiratory surface? How it should be? The first property of that, it should be large. Means we have to take lot of oxygen, therefore respiratory surface should be large. So if our body is very large, then respiratory surface should also large, because energy requirement is more and therefore body should possess more oxygen. Then second property, that it should be vascular. Vascular means what? The oxygen which comes into the lungs, it should be mixed into the blood. Therefore, the lung should be supplied with the blood vessels and therefore it should be vascular. Third property is that it should be moist. Moist means what? It should be wet. Why? Because the air which is coming inside, we know that the summer season is going on. It is very hot and it can be damaged our lungs. Therefore, to cool that air, it should be moist. Then we will see what are the respiratory organs developed in different organisms. So respiratory organs are the organs which help in the respiration. These are different organs in different animals. This depend upon their habitat. Why? Because in the air we cannot respire from the water, because water can damage our lungs. But if you go to the fishes, they cannot take air directly from the atmosphere. They have to mix that air into the water. Therefore, they will separate that air from the water. So different organisms, fishes cannot survive in the air and human cannot survive inside the water. Why? Because their habitat is different and their respiratory organs are also different. So we'll see what are the different organisms and what are their habitat and their respiratory organs. So first, the first type of organism is called protist, sponge and cylindrate. These are lower animals, means their body organization is not well developed, therefore they do not possess respiratory organs also. Therefore, the respiratory surface is directly by their plasma membrane. So come to the protist. These are the simple animals like amoeba, paramecium, they respire by their plasma membrane. Why? Because they are unicellular organism, there is no tissue and there is no organ. Then sponge and ciliate, they also respire by their plasma membrane because there is no development of organ in the organ system in this organism. Now second, flatworms and annelids. Flatworms, we know that tapeworm is one example, planaria is one example, and annelidis, earthworm is one example. They have ring-like structure on their body. They are aquatic or semi-aquatic. Means earthworm, it can live in the water also and it can live in the land also. This earthworm and this planaria, they may be aquatic or semi-aquatic. They develop plasma membrane and also they have another type of respiration by the body surface, that is also called as cutaneous respiration. Why? Because this organ has much developed organ system and therefore with the help of body surface. We know that earthworm body surface is moist and with the help of that body surface it can respire air. Then third, insects. What are the insects? Insects and arachnids, they belong to the arthropoda. Insects are terrestrial organism. They develop small tubes, that is called tracheae or spiracles. These tubes are spread all over the body and with the help of that tubes they respire, that is called tubes or spiracles. Then first we will see arachnids. What are the arachnids? Arachnids are the organisms which also belongs to arthropoda, but they develop one special structure called book lungs. What is the book lungs? When lungs are many and they are arranged at like pages of the book, they form a composite structure that is called book lungs. So book lungs are developed in the arachnid like spider and scorpion. What are arachnids? They have 8 legs, and we know that spider and scorpion which we see that have 8 legs and they comes to the arthropoda, they have book lungs, they are terrestrial. Then limulus. What is this limulus? Limulus is also type of this scorpion. Limulus is also type of crab, and this limulus is aquatic. So because of that it cannot respire by the lungs, because lungs are only useful in the terrestrial habitat, therefore they have developed the gills, but their gills are in composite structure, means they also develop book like structure, and these are the, suppose these are the pages, these pages are as like gills and that is called book gills. So when simple gills are there in the fishes, that is called gills, but when gills come together it form book like structure, that is called book gills. So in arachnids book lungs are present and in limulus book gills are present. Then next point we have to see, that is the amphibian tadpole of frog. What is this amphibian tadpole of frog? We know that frog development start in the water and it can live in the water also and it can live on the land also. That is called amphibian tadpole of frog. Tadpole means small frog. It have gills. It do not directly develop the lungs and it live inside the water. First in the primary stage, frog live inside the water and therefore it develop gills, and that gills are called external gills. External gills means what? The gills which can be seen from outside are called external gills. So therefore if we are seeing the fishes, their gills are internal. Why? Because it cannot be seen from outside. But this tadpole, they have the lungs as like this. They have gills as like this and it can be seen from outside and therefore called external gills. The next organism is called fishes. Fishes have internal gills, and coming to the higher animals like human, birds, reptiles, they are terrestrial, they live on the land and therefore their lungs are well developed. They respire by the lungs, means they cannot respire by the water or their outer surface. Their energy requirement is high, therefore they take air from the atmosphere and they have special sac-like structure which can separate air from the atmosphere with the help of, that is called it as lungs. So therefore higher animals have lungs. So what we are seeing, the respiration is the process in which complex organic molecules are broken down for the liberation of energy. That is also called as oxidation because it takes place with the help of oxygen. So we know that the respiration equation is that C6H12O6, that is glucose, plus 6O2, it is converted into 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. Then we have seen the respiratory surface characteristics. It should be large, vascular and moist. Then we have seen the different type of organism, their habitat and respiratory organs or surface, because these respiratory organs are depend upon the habitat.